Good morning, students. Myself, Professor P.B. Ingde, and today we have to start the unit number 1. What is the name of the unit? Solar energy. Okay. So this subject is basically from a free elective subjects, and this subject is from mechanical engineering. And what is the name of the subject? The name of the subject is non-conventional energy sources. The name of the subject is non-conventional energy sources, NCS. So in this subject, what is we discuss? We discuss the non-conventional energy sources. Okay. If you consider here in the introduction part of this syllabus, this subject is basically very easy subject, very simple subject. There is no any maximum numericals. There is only the consist of only theoretical portion is here totally. Okay, and very easy to understand. So basically this subject is, we know that it consists of only the solar energy syllabus. Solar energy means nothing but what is, we know that all these things, and this subject you all the student already learn in third semester. What is the name of this subject is, what is ERG. So what is the syllabus in ERG? The same syllabus is consist in this subject, free elective non-conventional energy sources and systems, NES or NCS. Okay. So here guys, first of all we discuss the introduction of solar energy. So what is here? In a modern world, the energy is a primary requirement for the human cultures. Okay. We know that we require the energy is very important. The country in which more energy produced is more developed than other, right? This is the very true things. The country which generate more energy, this country is more powerful and more developed. Now here guys, energy is very important for doing any work. We know that any kind of the work we require, what is, we require the energy. Without energy we cannot do anything, because we know the definition of energy. Energy is nothing but the capacity to do perform work, nothing but the energy. Okay. So all the energy sources that are being used today can be classified into the two groups. So regarding this subject point of view, non-conventional energy sources and system, NES, some books having syllabus is NES, non-conventional energy sources and system. Some books giving the title is what is non-conventional NCES. Yes or no? Yes. So non-conventional energy sources and system. So here guys, this non-conventional energy sources, before that this energy, what we have the energy, this energy is classified into the two types. What is the two types? One is the renewable energy source, another is a non-renewable energy source. This is very important. The energy classification is two types. One is renewable and another is what is non-renewable guys. So renewable means what is? Renewable energy means which can be used again and again. Yes or no? Yes, renewable, which can be used again and again. If you observe here, renewable energy is derived from a natural process, and that resupply carries the form it derived from the suns. Yes or no? Yes. Means renewable energy means we can use again and again. So if you consider the example of this energy generated from, what is the biggest is what is solar, then wind, ocean, tidal, hydropower, biomass, geothermal resources, biofuels, hydrogen. These are the example of the renewable energy sources guys. Yes or no? Yes. Or non-conventional energy sources. Another name is what is non-conventional energy source. Now another part of the energy guys here, what is non-renewable energy. Non-renewable energy means the energy which cannot be used again and again. Yes or no? Yes. So non-renewable energy source that cannot resupply in near the future, such as coal, oil, petroleum or natural gas, means which cannot use again and again. Yes or no? Yes, that is the category of non-renewable energy source guys. And what are the example there? There is an example of the coal, oil, petrol and natural gas. We know that in our petrol engine or diesel engine, what we use the diesel, So after the use of this energy and we produce the work, then diesel we cannot use again and again. This exhaust into the atmospheres. Similarly, petroleum, oil or coal means this cannot use again and again. After using, this is totally exhaust into the atmosphere in the form of in different gases, N2, CO2, like that. Yes or no? Yes, guys. So renewable and non-renewable energy sources can be used to produce the secondary energy source as a electricity. Okay. So these are the simple introduction here. So every day the sun radiates enormous amount of energy, that's called as the solar energy. Means in the non-conventional point of view, guys, non-conventional energy sources point of view, the biggest energy source is what is solar energy. Means solar energy is nothing but produced from what is, it is produced from the sun. Yes or no? Yes. Means sun is a very major role is here to produce the energy, right? And because of the sun, because this sun is a king of energy, if you consider sun is the king of energy, okay, all the energy of non-conventional, which are energy, we know the wind, then ocean, then tidal, okay, then biogas, biofuels, different type of the energy. This all energies totally depends upon the sun. So here in sun is which category? The sun is the top category of all the energy. Yes or no? Yes. So if you observe here, every day the sun radiates an enormous amount of energy called solar energy. It radiates more energy in one day than the word used in 1 years. If you consider this much things, okay. So this energy come out within the sun itself. Yes or no? Yes. So we know the guys, like the most of the star, sun is a big gas ball. If you consider the sun is a big gas ball and made up of mostly what is the hydrogen and a helium gas. You know that. Yes or no? Yes. The sun consists of major element, which one? Hydrogen, another is a helium. The sun makes energy in its inner core process called as the nuclear fusions. So we know that there are two type of the process, the fission and fusion. So sun is a made of the one a big gas ball. There is a which type of the reaction will be there? Nuclear fusion will be there, guys. Yes or no? Yes. And it takes the sun energy just a little over 8 minutes to travel the 93 million miles to the earth. How much time is required? We know that 8 minutes. And the solar energy travel at the speed of light. And what is the speed of the light? 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the velocity or speed of the light, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. We cannot imagine very huge speed of the light. That's why the huge distance, 93 millions of a distance is just covered in a 8 minutes. Yes or no? Yes. So only the small part of the visible radiant energy that the sun emits into the space ever reaches the earth, but this more than enough to supply all our energy needs. Okay. So every hour the enough solar energy reaches the earth to supply our nation energy needs for a year. Solar energy considered a renewable energy source due to this fact, guys. So here, boys, if you understand some another introduction regarding the sun, so we know the sun is made of 80% of what is hydrogens and 20% of helium. Okay, this is only the introduction. What I am teach here now, only the introduction parts, and only the 0.1% is other elements. Okay. Its radiant power come from the nuclear fusion. We know that the nuclear fusion means what is the hydrogens and helium are fused together and an enormous amount of the energy is emitted from the suns. Okay. So during which the sun loses the 43 millions of tons of mass each seconds. Okay. And this mass is converted into the radiant energy. Okay. And each square meter of the sun surface emits the radiant power of how much? 63.1 megawatt, which means that just the fifth square kilometer of a sun surface emits the amount of energy equal to the global primary energy demand on earth, guys. Yes or no? Yes. So here this is the simple introduction regarding the sun. Some another introduction. What is largest member of the solar system? What is the diameter of the sun? The diameter of the sun is 1.39 into 10 to the power 9 meter. The average distance from the earth, how much distance? 1.95 into 10 to the power 11 meter from the earth, guys. At the innermost region, the core temperature is what is? If you consider in a sun, this is the core. If you consider this the structure of the sun, this outer portion is the corona. We know the uppermost part of the atmosphere, millions mile thick. Then another, this inside is what is core, where the nuclear fusion is occurs. Means inside this portion, hydrogen and helium is fused together. Okay, this zone is what is radiation zone. Means from this zone the radiation is emitted from this core. This is the convection zone. Okay, this is the type of heat transfer, radiation and convection. Convection heat transfer means the heat is transferred from these two mediums. So this portion is heat is transferred because of the convection, guys. Then after that, this layer is what is photosphere, the lower atmospheric, and what we see here. Okay, then another is a chromosphere, the orange and lead real atmosphere, thousand of the mile thick, that is called as the chromosphere. So this is the simple structure of the sun. Okay, this is the introduction parts. Okay, this is also, if you consider in this diagram, this is the core, this portion is radiating zone. Then after the radiating, how heat is transferred, convecting zone. This layer is what is photosphere, and this layer is what is the chromosphere. This is the structure of the sun, guys. So here the innermost region, the core temperature is estimated between how much? 8 into 10 to the power 6 into 40 into 10 to the power 6 Kelvin, guys. In a Kelvin, not in Celsius. We know that the core has a density about how much? 100 times that of the water and pressures. We know the density of the water, how much? It is 1000. The density of the water is, you know, the 1000 kg per meter cube. But here is the, what is the density? It is the 100 times that waters. Okay, the most abundant element sun is what is? We know the hydrogen. It is in plasma states, very high temperature. We know the solid, liquid and gas. Another is what is this? Plasma, and plasma which is having very high temperatures. Okay, so due to the high temperature and pressure, the sun continuously generating the heat by thermonuclear fusions, reactions. Yes or no? Yes, means there is a hydrogen and helium fused together and tremendous amount of the energy is generated. Okay, so two light nuclei combine and produce the heavier nucleus, which convert the hydrogen atom to helium atoms, and this energy released according with the following reactions. So how much? 26.7 million electron volt is energy generated is there, guys, in one nucleus, if you consider. Okay, so this is only the introduction. Now just we focus in here regarding the solar radiations. We first of all understand what is the definition of the solar radiations. How define a radiations? Okay, because from the sun, we know the sun emits the radiation. So first of all we define the definition of radiation, guys. This is our starting of the syllabus from this definition, radiations. Okay, so what is the definition? You see here, all substance, solid, liquid and gas at a absolute temperature above zero emit energy in the form of electromagnetic waves. Okay, the energy is called as radiations. Means the energy which is emitted in the form of electromagnetic waves is called as a radiations. Means if you consider from the sun this energy is emitted. Okay, and this energy is emitted in which form? In the form of what is electromagnetic waves. Electromagnetic waves, this is nothing but what is the radiations. Yes or no? Yes. So whenever after the, we know the nuclear fusion, there's hydrogens and helium is fused together, this energy will be generated. This energy travel in the form of radiations, and this radiation is received on a earth surface, guys. Okay, So how much radiation is received on a Earth's surface from this incoming 100% radiation? This explanation we have to discuss in these slides. If you observe here, guys, look at here. Incoming solar radiation is how much? 100%. This is the emission of a radiation from a sun. So when this radiation is received on a Earth's surface, how much is absorbed? The 51% is absorbed at the Earth's surface. Suppose this is the Earth's surface, guys. Okay, Earth's surface will be there. So this Earth's surface absorbed the 51%. Out of this 51%, if you consider the 6% is reflected by the atmosphere, what the atmosphere is there, this is reflected how much percent of radiation? 6%. Then after that, guys, the 20% of radiation is reflected by the clouds, 4% is reflected from the Earth's surface, okay, and 90% is absorbed by the atmosphere and clouds. Okay, so this is the explanation of the radiation, is how much is absorbed, how much is reflected, how much is transferred, and how much is absorbed on a Earth surface. So here in that topic we discussed first things is what is the radiations. We know the definition of radiation here. So we have to discuss here the two type of radiations. Radiation is two types. We know the definition of radiations, and radiation is classified the two types. One is the what is extraterrestrial radiations. Okay, this one extraterrestrials, and second is how much it is the terrestrial radiations. So we discuss this extraterrestrial and terrestrial radiation. This is the classification of the radiations. First is what is extraterrestrials, and another is what is only the terrestrial radiations. Terrestrial radiations, and this is the what is the extraterrestrial radiation. This is the classification of the radiation, guys. Very important IMP. What is the type? One is the extra, and second is what is the terrestrial radiation. So first of all, we discuss what is this extraterrestrial radiations. Okay, so this extraterrestrial radiation means the radiation which receive outside the Earth atmospheres. Outside the Earth atmosphere means suppose this is the sun energy. Okay, and we know that this is the Earth atmosphere. So here the radiation in this portion, this radiation is which radiation? Extraterrestrial radiations. Okay, in this portion, from these portions. Okay, the radiation which receive where outside the Earth atmospheres. If you observe here, extraterrestrial radiation, the solar radiation outside the Earth atmosphere, the solar radiation incident on a outer atmosphere of Earth is known as a extraterrestrial radiation, guys. Okay, so the extraterrestrial radiation available at a mean sun Earth distance from a 0 air mass and 1353 watt meter square the value. Okay, this is, we will discuss this very soon, solar constant. Okay, so do you understand? Okay, about 99% of the extraterrestrial radiation has a wavelength in the range of what is the wavelength is 0.2 to 4 micrometer with a maximum spectral intensity. It's what is 0.48 micrometer. Okay, so this is the simple definition. You should remind only the definition. The radiation which receive outer atmosphere of Earth is known as the extraterrestrials. Now another radiations, if you consider which one? Terrestrial radiation. So terrestrial means what is the solar radiation that reaches the Earth's surface after passing through the Earth atmosphere is known as the terrestrial radiation, guys. Yes or no? Yes. So in that portion, in that slide, if you understand this portion, so this radiation which receive is inside the Earth atmosphere after passing through the atmosphere layer. Means this enter is here, right? We know that this is the Earth atmosphere layer, and this radiation is entered here. This radiation, what is? This is the terrestrial radiations. Yes or no? Yes. And in that terrestrial radiation, what type of the geometry will be considered there? The geometry will be considered, boys, we know that. We discuss this one. So this incoming solar radiation means which one? It is the terrestrial radiation, and in terrestrial radiation, how much? 100%, but 100% only the 51% terrestrial radiation is absorbed. Extraterrestrial not come on the inside the atmosphere. This is the outside. This is the very dangerous radiations. Okay, but the terrestrial radiation, and in which how much is absorbed? Only the 51% is absorbed at the Earth's surface, and we know this remaining portion is reflected or is absorbed. Okay, or it is reflected by atmosphere, reflected by clouds, reflected from the surface, and 90% absorbed by the atmosphere and clouds. And only what we get only the 51% of the absorbed at surface. Which type of the radiation, guys? Terrestrial radiations. So here, guys, when this radiation is received, very important. So this radiation is very important now regarding the exam point of view, our definitions. Okay, so look at this another slide. We discuss these radiations. You see here. So before discussing this, first of all, we define the definition of these solar constants. This is very INP definition. Solar constant. Solar constant means from this value we understand the solar constants. I draw the simple figure is here. This is the sun. We know that the sun emits the radiations. This is the earth. Okay, suppose this is earth. This is the earth atmosphere. This is earth. The radiation will become is here in this diagram. Right here, this is sun, and this was this. Okay, I just erase this all the things here. You should understand this diagram very well, which is the extraterrestrials and which is the terrestrial radiation will be theirs. So you see, guys, here how to define the solar constants. Very IMP definition of the solar constant. So how define solar constant? So we know that from the sun the radiation will be emitted. This is the emission of radiations. Okay, this radiation is what is the terrestrial radiation and extraterrestrial radiation. The radiation which receive on a outer the atmosphere, we know that is called as the extraterrestrial, and the radiation which enter into the earth atmosphere, nothing but the terrestrial radiations. Okay, so this is the come from which point of view? This come from this solar constant value. So how to define the solar constant? If you consider here the total energy received from a sun, the total energy received from a sun. Okay, because sun emits the energy. Okay, the total energy received from a sun per unit time on a surface of a per unit area kept perpendicular to the radiation in a space just outside the earth atmosphere when the earth is at a mean distance from the sun is called as the solar constant. What is the standard value of the solar constant? It is 1353 watt per meter square, guys. Yes or no? Yes. Means this much distance, if you observe here from this to this, nothing but what is the solar constants, and the value of the solar constant will be 1353 watt per meter squares. So this value will be changed. Some books having 1350, some book having 1353 watt per meter square. Okay, once again I revise the definition. The amount of energy received from a sun. So what is the unit of the energy? Joule. The amount of energy received per unit time. Per unit time is what is in second. So joule per second is nothing but is watt. from a per unit area. Per unit area, the unit of the area is nothing but what is it? Is meter square. So that's why the unit of the solar constant is watt per meter squares, guys. Okay, once again definition: the total energy received from a sun per unit time. Per unit time means what is time unit is what is second on a surface of per unit area. Area unit is what is meter square. Energy unit is what is joule. Kept perpendicular to the radiation in a space outside the earth atmospheres when the earth is at a mean distance from the sun, guys. Okay, outside the earth atmospheres, outside, this portion is nothing but the solar constants. Okay, and then after that we understand all the concepts, solar constant definitions. We understand the definition of radiations. We understand the definition of extraterrestrial and terrestrials. Okay, so which radiation is received on Earth's surface, guys? We know the radiation is received on Earth's surface. Which one? Terrestrial radiations. Yes or no? Yes. So inside the terrestrial, there are some type of the radiations. So which type of the radiation will be there? There is a type of the radiation. Which one? Diffuse, then direct radiations, then albedo radiations. Okay, so how to define this? Look at here. The solar radiation entering into the earth atmosphere becomes what is direct radiation, diffuse radiation, or another is what is albedo radiations. So first of all we define the what is direct radiations. So what is the direct radiation? Look at this, solar irradiance. Irradiance means nothing but the radiation. Okay, so radiation which receive on a earth surface directly without scattering. Look at this. If you consider this one, the radiation is received on a earth surface directly without scattering. That is called as the which radiation? Direct radiations. Another is what is diffuse. How define diffuse radiation? The radiation which receive on a earth surface after the scattering. Scattering means change of angles. Suppose the radiation is come incident here and direction will be changed. Okay, the change of angles, the radiation is received on a earth surface after scattering. This radiation is nothing but the which radiation? Diffuse. Scattering is done due to the particles in atmosphere, clouds in atmosphere. If you observe here, this radiation, after the incident on these clouds, the direction will be changed. This radiation is nothing but the which radiation, guys? Diffuse radiations. Another is the albedo radiations. Albedo radiation is nothing but the reflective radiations. Okay, so how to define the radiation which is reflected from a earth surface? If you observe, the radiation is reflected from a earth surface. This radiation is nothing but the what is albedo radiations. Okay, so these are the very important definition. The question always asks in exam, what is radiation and what are the type of radiation? So you write down the simple definition of radiation, you draw this diagram, okay, and write down these all definitions. Once again I see this definition to you, guys. Okay, so if you consider here, a solar radiation propagate in a straight line and receive on a earth surface without change the direction, that is called as the direct radiations or beam radiation. It is directly received on earth surface. This is the earth and it is directly received without scattering like that. Okay, another is solar radiation is scattered by dust particles or air molecules or gaseous particle sizes and lost reflected back to space, and remaining is directed downward to the earth surface from different direction, that is called as the diffuse radiation. Means the radiation will receive on earth surface due to the change in direction, that is called as the diffuse. We know the albedo means the reflective radiations. And another is very important definition, what is total radiation or global radiations. It is symbol of the Ig. Okay, beam radiation is Ib and diffuse radiation is what is Id. You should know these symbols. So sum of beam and sum of diffuse radiation refer to as a global or total radiation. Okay, this is a simple definition. Sum of the beam radiation and diffuse radiation nothing but the global radiation, guys. Okay, so these are the simple topics, simple definition. But today we have to discuss Yes or no? Yes. I show some example to you. Okay, this is the scattering phenomena, guys. The radiation is incident here and change the direction, that is the scattering. Okay, scattering phenomena. This is the absorption phenomena, guys. Okay, the radiation is incident on this particle and is absorbed. Okay, this is the absorption phenomena. This is the reflection phenomena. The radiation is transfer and reflected back is how much angle? It is 180 degree. That is the reflection phenomena, guys. Yes or no? Yes. So this is the end of today's topic. I stop here. What we today discussed, we discussed the definition of solar constant, solar radiations, and different type of radiations. So I stop here. In next lecture, we will be discuss some another parts. Okay. So stay at home, stay safe. Thank you very much.